back to Powerbang Plays. We are hopping into it today. Big thank you to Dragonair for partnering with us on the channel, but we have finished with our introductory Dragonair content. Guys, I'm hooked on the game. My kids are hooked on the game, and I might admit to you that we may have progressed a little bit off camera.
Death awaits anyone
I played
who
an
looks
alternate.
beneath my mask.
Yo, dog.
Care for a peek.
Yo, I know the episode's about you, but shut up already! I'm talking here, for goodness sakes, man. Where was I? Garius, before he so rudely interrupted, was really wanting to tell you guys that today's episode is all about him. I leveled up my account off camera. As luck would have it, I'm past the beginning zones, baby. Check it out. I've got all kinds of heroes. I've even got a legendary, Felicity. I pulled her from my new favorite thing in the game, which is a freaking horn. It's right here. You can summon heroes. Every day you get some summons. And today, well, we got 2 of them. Let's go blow this horn right now, baby, and see if we can get ourselves some more legendaries. All we got to do is roll a 20. If we can roll the 20, we're good. Horsefolk just sounds a little sus, not gonna lie, but we're picking it. Horsefolk, ranged, also good. Sedated, I feel like is pretty cool. Let's blow the horn, summon ourselves a legendary. That is not the sound that comes out of that there horn. I'm sorry, that was like a clarinet or something. You know what I'm saying? So we rolled ourselves not a 20, and a blurry silhouette flashes by and leaves us a gift. We probably got ourselves 20, there we go, 20 Essence of Creation. We're gonna need a bunch of these to level our stuff up. We'll show you some of that in a bit. We got one more blow on this here horn. Why don't we do that? Can we get some horse folk? No horse folk, but we do have wizard folk. I wanna get brutal with things. Maybe some fire. Ooh, I want fire because there's some heroes that I'm targeting. We'll talk about them in a bit. But I want fire. Defense, I feel like I'm kind of good on right now. Gonna skip that. Lizard folk, what the heck? Let's summon it. 20, baby. Let's get the 20 out of that clarinet looking. Oh, 20s are up. Oh, my heart skipped a beat. Did you guys see it? Did you see the 20 pop up for just a second? It was an option. Roll it back, slow-mo. Let's see the 20. We're back with 60 Essence of Creation for this gift. We didn't get the legendary out of our horn today, but I will say this Otherworld horn is one of the coolest things in the game. Every single day you get to blow on this thing a few times, and here's the rules. If you want to read them, you can pause it, but we're moving on, baby. So how did...
places and hide the
All right,
precious
Felicity,
secrets.
for goodness sakes. What a long voice line and a floating candle. So how did we get to here today with multiple characters leveled up to 70? We've got gear on them. We've got artifacts selected on a lot of these guys. Well, we enjoyed the game. We were leveling up. I was playing with my kids. I started an alternate account, which is now far, far, far past my main account. And here we are. We're up to 1,500 in the arena. We've explored many of the worlds in the map here. We go to select area. Here's Nytheria. We've cleared it, and we've gone to all of the things, and we can go to Southern Adenthia. You can see we've made a pretty good dent into this content as well. Long story short, we're cruising right along in Dragonair. So introductory content, welcome to the game content, tutorial content, done. Over with, out of here. But what did we learn during this process? Well, I'll tell you what I learned is that there is no going through early level content and probably even higher level content without this loudmouth at the camp right here. This dude right here, the green furry hat looking spear wielding guy, this is a champion's champion. You know what I'm saying? This is a hero's hero. His name's Garius. Some call him Garius, but I don't really know what the pronunciation is. My name is Lance in real life, but my friends in Britain call me Lance. You know, if I'm pronouncing Garius wrong, we'll just blame it on the accent, you know what I mean? So, moving right along. Always talking is Garius, so he's got a very, very annoying voice. I will say that first and foremost. It's already been on display this episode, but who is Garius, right? He is a tank. He's one of the best tanks in the game. He's a defender. He's a Radiant faction hero here, and he's got a furry hat and a spear. So those are very, very important details, I know. What makes him so good, though? Let's see here. He's a tank. He can take a lot of damage, but he heals, and he can heal a massive amount. Roll the clip.
I
Yeah, that's big heals. Big boy heals. He just rolls them and keeps the team all the way up all the time. So really impressive stuff here from Garius. So let's log into his abilities here. And first we can check out his aura, which is good in all battles. It's not selective. It's not only in the, Champions Arena. It's not only in, dungeons. It's in all battles. And it increases the defense of all allies by 24%. That's massive. Next up, skill number 1 is a passive skill called Rugged Tenacity. This increases the defense of Garius as he's taking damage. Every single time he takes damage, he gets a stack, which he puts up his defense by 2%. He can gain 20 stacks of this and essentially a 40% buff to his defense, which is absolutely crazy. 50% chance to gain 1 stack. So basically get him into battle, have the enemies beat on him, and pretty soon you've got yourself a chain healing beast of a tank, and Rugged Tenacity is a big reason why, but we're not stopping there. Next ability, Selfish Gains, which is a beautiful opportunity to knock up the enemy. 100% chance once you book them up a little bit. Unable to launch basic attacks or cast skills. Are you kidding me? That is really powerful. It kind of disables, if you will, the enemy players that he's going up against, which is really great. And then also hit recovery is something that I have found to be the difference in many fights. Garius puts you over the top, right? He can take all this abuse, all this damage, but the hit recovery, I feel like, you're waiting on that heal cooldown. You know you're going to get a big heal coming in, but you just got to last a little bit longer and the whole team's beating on you. And hit recovery heals just a little bit at a time and gives him that little bit of HP to get him to the next big heal where he pops off, and that is going to be his ultimate. But ultimately here, Selfish Games, really nice. This has got some damage modifications to it as well. We can check the details of this, but 400% defense to the enemy with a 100% chance to knock up the target, then grants hit recovery to the hero for 10 seconds. So basically, hit recovery is almost always active on him. He's getting, hey yo, Leader just got a critical success. Congratulations, Leader. Selfish Gains, beautiful ability, but this is where Garius really shines. Hold your horses. He doesn't have a horse, right? How does one hold a horse that you don't have? That's my first question. But let's put the semantics aside and look at the ability, right? Dispels all debuffs from the hero. So debuff him all you want. Make it so he can't heal. He doesn't care. He's just going to dispel all of that off of himself every single time he casts Hold Your Horses. You can do this every 20 seconds. 12 seconds is the initial recharge time, but ultimately, it's the big heal that we're looking for here. He heals the entire team anywhere in the arena, so you can see there is no limitation. There's no bounds to his heals. You can put your heroes anywhere in any formation, and Garius's heal will get to them. One thing to take note of Garius is you don't always need a second dedicated healer like a Hexandra to be in the lineup. Garius oftentimes is enough to get you over the hump, and you can focus on stacking additional damage or throw in a debuffer or really enhance your lineup in so many other ways without needing a dedicated healer. But in dungeons or instances where another healer is useful, you can actually use Garius in combination with a Hexandra or any other healer in the game to kind of rotate heals and get a nice little rotation going to do a lot of damage anywhere you really want to. It's time to head over to the Temporal Vortex because this is one of the dungeons where Garius shines. He is an absolute beast inside of the Temporal Vortex. Let's log in and show you what he is about. So in this particular lineup, I'm rocking a few different heroes here. Got Rava in the back. He's a Frost hero. He's the guy that's taking care of the debuffs for my rare champion Sigrid, who in my opinion is the best rare hero in the game. You'll see an episode coming up on her very soon on the channel. And then we have Felicity, a legendary single target nuker, and really great for this particular Temporal Vortex dungeon as well. And then we have Hexandra to provide some healing support to go further into the dungeon here, get a little bit further. But ultimately, this is the star of the show today. It's Garius, and we have him booked up. I highly recommend throwing an artifact on him, such as this one, the Luminary Order Gospel. This increases the healing from the wearer by a significant percentage, so that's going to throw bigger heals on the rest of your lineup. I have Guardian stuff on him right now. Again, I'm still very early game, but I just wanted to immediately point out for new players out there, if you are going to be getting an epic hero, if you can pick up Garius, he is the man. For those of you that have an opportunity to spend $1 on the game, there's an initial 99-cent offer for epic heroes. Garius is in the top 3 or 4 that you should be considering, and this is who I chose for my 99-cent hero, and I don't regret it a bit. He has carried me through some content, so I highly recommend you guys check him out, give him a chance, and you'll want to stack, obviously defense and HP with him. You want to have him last pretty well, and then ultimately, the damage. He does a fair bit of damage too, actually. So let's just hop in and check him out. So here we go. First and foremost, I'm going to time my heals with both of my healers till right after I get hit, essentially. So here it comes. We'll wait for the incoming ability. There it is, and we'll pop off Garius' heal. 9,000 heals across the entire roster, which is massive. And here is another ability, and now we've got our heals kind of timed, right? So Hexandra's doing her thing, Garius doing his thing, and obviously Garius' role here is a tank. I want you to pay attention of the difference between his heal. So here it is, 9,271 across the whole team. This will scale up obviously as I level, but watch Hexandra's heal. Who's a dedicated healer? Right there. 4K, 5K, 8K. That's all she does is heal. That's her only role. She doesn't do damage. She doesn't do any of this. But speaking of damage, let's go check it out. Garius is actually doing a little bit of that. Now he's over 10,000 heals for the team. What is happening? So Garius absolutely ripping apart the D here. But we're going to fast forward a little bit into this fight once the hits coming in from Temporal Vortex are a bit stronger. 11,222 now. He's continuing to get beefier and beefier over time. He's significantly out healing Hexandra. Let's go to the healing numbers here. Check these out. Comparison-wise, it's not even close. But the crazy thing is he leads basically in all the categories. Go to DPS though, he's not leading there, we know that much, but he is doing some damage. Let's focus again on his second ability where he's actually able to get some health back when he gets hit. Let's see how often that happens. So here comes an attack from the boss right here. You can see those little numbers pop up, 632 heals every time he gets hit, which is beautiful. Another ability coming in, another 632 health. So every time he gets hit here, he's just getting some of that health back, which so helps the sustain of this particular hero. Let's take a peek at our debuffs and buffs that are up right here. You can see defense up. He has 20 stacks of it. 2% per stack right now. That means 40% additional defense is on Garius right now. Absolutely crazy. We are loving Garius so far on this one. But that voice, though. Oh, I will conquer all. What? I want a behind-the-scenes video of whoever did that voiceover line in the studio. I will conquer all. Yeah, that's the one. Garius on top of the shield column, on top of the heal column here, still significantly out-healing Hexandra right now. And we're back to full health. Every hero in the lineup back to full health so regularly. And every time things are looking bleak, Garius puts the backpack on and takes all of the heroes, puts them on his back, and he carries them to that next milestone here. And for me, we're crossing 1.5 million damage right now, and that is not a mark that I thought I was going to hit right away as a new player in this game. Hexandra not able to keep up with as big of a heal, and Garius, well, he's doing the bulk of it right now, crossing 1.6 million damage. We need to get off another big heal here, or things could be looking bleak, but there is the getting health back when getting hit. We get the big heal off once again. Hold your horses, successful. Hexandra, we need you right now. There you are. Ooh, and a crit heal on Garius. That could be clutch as he stays alive. Look at this. He's literal 1 HP. Homie's dead now. He is dead now. We'll see if Felicity can get off a couple more shots here. She cannot. Hexandra, the last one standing, and that will do it. 1.7-ish million here in Temporal Vortex. 1.688. We have yet to hit that 2 million mark, but for a week 1 player, guys, I'm pretty happy with this. I'm not gonna lie. Let's talk about a comp, though, for Garius, somebody else you might take a look at if you are selecting a hero in either an epic, chest that you happen to get if you take advantage of the $1 offer, or if you just get lucky and you roll one.
I want to become an amazing witch doctor too.
Better voice here for Furbath, and Furbath is one of the strongest comps that there are for Garius, and his aura is 24% defense as well to all allies, but you'll notice it's not as strong as Garius. It's only in dungeon battles. So again, Garius has 24% in all battles, which is a pretty significant upgrade here from Furbath. Furbath has Torment and Delight, where again, he's able to deal damage to enemies under debuffs, and you also have a 30% chance of healing the ally with the lowest current HP by 150% of their defense, and dispelling debuffs from them. So that can be super useful as well. Whereas, remember, Garius can dispel off of himself. Furbath can dispel off of others. This effect can only be triggered once every second or so. So that is not bad. This is where some of the healing comes into play. Voodoo Therapy is available here for Furbath, but the difference is this is a strong heal. It's a heal over time, basically for 6 seconds, and it's really, really good, but it's a limited area, so you have to start thinking when you line your heroes up in formation, it needs to be around Furbath, so when he is in combat, he actually has the range to get to healing your other characters, so that's something to consider as well. And then lastly, we have Voodoo Conjuration, which again, big damage to enemies within range with a 75% chance, and then that's increased here with the level 3, 100% chance of attack penalty 2, which reduces attack of the enemies by 50%. That is a really, really nice buff because, or debuff, I guess, for the enemy, but for your own army, that's really great because you're able to slow down the incoming damage and last and persist a lot longer. So really like Voodoo Conjuration here in Furbath's kit. Really, really strong hero here, and this is one that you might consider going with instead of Garius as well. I personally decided Garius was the move for me, and then there's a couple others as well we can go into in future episodes as I get them to actually use, one being Varesh, the Pale Cantor. We've seen him in some of the storylines. There's also Zarloth, which is pretty strong as well. Can't understand anything this man's saying, but that is that. Before we get out of here today, let's talk about the pros and cons of Garius, where he's good, where he's not. Let's go to the map. Obviously, we saw Temporal Vortex. Very strong hero in that regard. Checking out some of the rest, though, if we go to some of these areas, Arena, for example, he's really strong in the Arena. Very, very prickly and challenging to kill. You can't stop him from healing, basically, and if you're not able to nuke him down quick, you're in for a long day. Highly recommend him in the Arena. All of the graves, basically, Grave of Curse, Grave of Rot, Grave of Venom, very, very strong hero in those areas as well. Fey Meander, also very good. The only area where he really struggles, I would say, is the Goblin Lairs, for example. Goblin Lair, he is not incredibly good at because he's a solo, single target damage dealer, and ultimately isn't debuffing the enemies in order to allow your team to kill them quicker. The goblins don't do as much damage typically. It's really a speed run. It's not about, hey, can I pass this or can I not pass this? It's about how quickly can I pass through it. And I look at Garius as more of the slow and steady wins the race type of hero, where he's incredibly reliable. You're gonna make it through the content, but maybe there are other heroes out there that are better at nuking them down. So Goblin Lair for me, not the best hero for it, but ultimately I still run him in my Goblin Lair because I don't have anyone better anyway. So that being said, hopefully you guys enjoyed the introduction to Garius. Now I will say, if you guys are picking up the Epic Heroes chest out of the treasure market, it's 98% off. This is where you would pick up Garius from as a guarantee, and for only $1. Again, I'm not saying you guys need to spend in a game in order to be good, not by any means, but a literal 99-cent purchase to make it so much easier to progress, to beat the content, etc. This was one where highly recommend you go in because this is what it looks like. You get to go in and just scroll through every epic hero in the game and just choose one. So for me, the choice was clear. I picked myself a Garius. Again, there are a few options here that make sense for you. I went over them earlier in the video. We can dive deeper into more of those heroes later as I pick them up, but Garius, highly recommend. Can't steer you wrong. So there you have it, guys. That is Garius, one of the best epic heroes in the game, one of the best tanks in the game, and I highly recommend him for all your leveling up content in Dragonair Silent Gods. If you guys liked the episode, please tell me in the comments below. I'd love to chat with you all, and subscribe to the channel if you're new here. Don't forget to download the game. Big thank you to Dragonair for partnering with us on the channel. Until next time, guys, Powerbang is out of here.